From 1,100 kilometers away, near the city of Gießen in Germany, we are honored to welcome the highly respected doctor of nutritional sciences, regarded as a living legend. With great joy, we greet our circle of friends, Professor Dr. Claus Leitzmann. Professor, what was your motivation, your inspiration to honor Hungary and our fasting house with your visit at the highly admirable age of 92?
Well, a former student of mine is a good friend of this house and of Beatrix and Stefan. And he told me about not only about these two people, but about their beautiful house and the surroundings and all the things they do in terms of nutrition. So I was invited to come to Hungary. And the first time I was invited, unfortunately, I couldn't come. But now I had the opportunity to come here and see the house and enjoy the time being here in Hungary.
Thank you so much. From 1,100 kilometers away, Professor, in Germany there is a long tradition of the Buchinger Lützner type of fasting, when healthy people regularly and consciously take on a 1 week cleansing cure each year, abstaining from solid food to purify their bodies. In your experience, what are the benefits of this type of fasting?
Well, actually, our body in modern times is confronted with a lot of poisons and materials that shouldn't be in our body because of the way we run our agriculture, our industry has a lot of contaminants, not only in the food, but also in the water. And this will accumulate in the body because many of these substances are fat soluble. So they are put into the fat tissue of the body. And if there's too much of it, of course, it's not good for your health. So fasting and not eating these, I say, contaminated foods is a good idea because during the fasting, the body will use the fat tissue as energy. And because the fat tissue is dissolved, these poisonous substances that are in the body will be released and leave the body. So for that reason, it's a good idea. And in the meanwhile, we have not hundreds, but thousands of investigations that document this, that is good for your body. And people often say, well, that's not natural not to eat. But if we go back in history, we had times where people had to hunger normally because there was no food. So the body is prepared to do this. And I think nature had a good idea that you wouldn't die the day after you stop eating because you can survive without eating for a month, even for 2 months.
For 2 months, even without any food.
Yes, and there have been investigations, at least these are not experiments, but investigations where people, for religious reasons, for political reasons, stop eating. And even though they tried to give them food, they wouldn't eat. And interestingly enough, all these people died in about after 2 months, 2.5 months. So you can live without food for 2.5 months. But if you stop to drink, you will die within 1 week. So during fasting, it is always recommended to drink, of course, and drink enough. So not only do you save your body from dying, but you also rinse out these poisonous substances with enough fluids.
And can I just ask what is allowed during fasting to drink? Is it water and herbal teas, or is there anything like on a longer fasting? What else is allowed?
There are so many varieties of fasting in the meanwhile. So allowed is whatever you decide or whatever the doctor recommends. There are people that drink only water, so they don't take in any nutrients at all.
Yeah.
No vitamins, nothing, no
You
minerals.
have for 2 months. Can you do that? Just
You can do it, but then you have to be under doctor's
Yeah.
observation.
Absolutely.
But there are many other varieties of fasting where you're allowed to eat, for instance, fruit juice, a little bit of fruit juice. And the fruit juice alone supplies sufficient vitamins and minerals that you won't die of a deficiency of these.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also, when you start fasting, one of the negative aspects, people get headache.
Yeah.
And some people get headache for days and days. So they want to stop fasting because they can't stand this. But if you have some vitamins and minerals, usually headaches are much less or they disappear after 2 or 3 days.
But the headache is just basically, it might be a good sign because it might mean, just correct me if I'm not right, that the body is detoxifying itself. Is it true, or we need to be careful when we feel any headaches?
I don't think it's a danger signal. It's just because the body isn't used to.
Yeah,
Normally, it gets supplied every day with vitamins and minerals, and when it stops, it reacts. And for some people, means the reaction is in terms of headache.